I dropped in a challenge recently, and it was can also goat farming or animal farming also floats like these other products. When I talk about these other agronomy products like tomatoes, like maybe cabbage, maybe what, I say yes. You know, there is some results or answers that you people you gave me, and those reactions were really good for me and even you yourself. But I know me, the reason why I go for goats or cattle farming is I don't want to risk my money in one way or the other. You know, if you don't risk, you don't get, but risk at a certain extent. This is what happens with the agronomists or those that are dealing in perishable stuff like cabbage, tomatoes, and so on. If a season comes and things are ready, you either have to sell or you have to lose. So they have limited time for that case. There is no way you can say that I'm going to preserve it unless you do value addition, which is not the case for the cattle or for the goats. Because, okay, I can as well say, or I can as well talk about the poultry and piggery. Those who are doing piggery, they always tell you that if those piglets go beyond a certain age, they are now eating in your pocket. You get it? And you know the difference is, with piggery, you're supposed to feed those pigs on your pocket right from the beginning till when they are slaughtered, which is not the case for the goats, because goats feed on their own. Also on broiler, you have a targeted time that you're supposed to handle them and feed them, because they are eating on calculation, which is not the case for this. Let me give you an example for like this COVID time. Many people got out of business. Many people lost. Many people are even now crying. They have never recovered and they don't think to recover for certain good time. Why? Those that had targeted, let's say, ED, let's say those that had targeted Easter, they have all lost because of the issues that was happening. People didn't have money, first of all. People were not delivering things because of that quarantine. But for the animals, those that were doing animals, if you had your drugs, if you had your everything, the animals continued. The reason why I support people to go for goat farming, one, right now it is very expensive meat. It's a very expensive meat. You cannot get any at any given point. Even if you go deep in a village, you cannot get goat's meat below 10,000. It's beyond, and some places people are eating it at 20,000, and others are eating it at even 48,000. In some big hotels are even eating a kilo at 60,000. You get it? But there is nothing. The more they stay on your farm, the more they add on. Because for them, they look for their own meals. Like, there is some people who are running away just because of diseases, simple diseases. If somebody loses like 10, he runs away, I cannot manage that. You just need to know. We just need to know that I have my schedule, I have a vaccination schedule, I have my deworming schedule, I have the weaning season. You know, those are the only things. By the way, with goat farming or cattle farming, you just need to master which one are you going to do when. But those cases, even if you say that I'm in quarantine, the goats just add on. For us, what we are looking at is the conversion rate. How many kgs that an animal put on and when. So even if it stays, it doesn't go in your pocket. Or if it goes in your pocket, but at a slight cost. Not like those that are supposed to feed on you. So the answer is, goats cannot be like these other perishable stuff. They cannot be like those who are doing piggery or poultry. Because I don't even know what these goats are eating. Okay, I know it, but I cannot know how much they have eaten in a day. We have estimation, but they look for their own feeds. So the more they stay, the more money you get. We just need to have a target that after 6 months, I have to sell, let's say 100 goats, or maybe at 200,000 or 150 or 400,000. So that is your money. So what does it affect you is the time that instead of selling them at 6 months, you're going to sell them at 8 months or 1 year because the situation did not allow you to do that. So in actual sense, it is we as per now cannot have a float of goat's meat. If it happens, that means we need to export. But how will we know that now we have a number or we have enough is when our kilo will flow, actually will float and go back to 6,000, which I think is very complicated. It's not easy. You got me to go back to 6,000. Even cattle or beef is 12,000. You get. Don't expect a goat to go back to 6,000. But if we say that that meat has gone back to 6,000, that means we shall have to see how we can export it. And you know, as per now, if we decide that we are exporting the goat's meat, there is no poor, we the poor people, we cannot eat that meat again because it's going to shoot, and we shall find ourselves eating a goat's meat at 80,000 per kg. But in actual sense, what I wanted to enlighten is, even if we cannot float like these other people. A farmer cannot lose that much the way these other people are losing. One person said that it is very possible because of the quarantine, it can float and do what? It is not possible. Reason being, this meat, the more you keep an animal, the more it adds on. So, even if it floats and the price is lower, in actual sense, it cannot go for 6,000. Never. So, actually, let's think about animals that can not put us on pressure, the animals that can feed on their own, the animals that can attain more weight. The more you keep it, the more money you achieve. So, in that conclusion, I will say, let's go for projects that can sustain themselves, that can multiply itself. If an animal is breeding, it's making money. If an animal is chewing, just know it is converting the grasses into muscle. So our game is all about grass, then management, and the genetics. So the moment you meet that, you're good to go. So thank you very much. Your comments, I got them, and those are some of the answers. So I don't think that we shall have that kind of flood. You cannot say, even if there is an outbreak, the outbreak cannot kill all the animals. An outbreak can come and then you find the solution. You can make loss, but you can't make the loss of everything. Like the way people can lose the whole garden because of bright manure words. But for this case, you can handle, and when the balance, let's say if an outbreak comes here, we lose like 50 goats or 100 goats, the balance can reproduce. But if you lose a whole garden of tomato, then you have to look for some other money elsewhere, and then you replace the same case. You get it? So that's where goat farming or cattle farming can do better than anything. So as long as the government will show us that we have the availability of the vaccines, because those outbreaks are all about vaccination. If they show us that this is the list and these are the available vaccines, the problem is now accessing the vaccines all the time. But if you have that, you have a guarantee that the vaccines are available, they are even cheaper. You get it? So we shall not have those kind of outbreaks, and we shall do better and better. We shall make sure that every person at least has an animal, and we can breed the animals and then we can sell them. The market is too open for all of us. You get? But we don't have what to sell. Thank you very much. Let me wish you the best.